Hey, it's Kraetzer for CAM Vets Media in Washington, D.C. today, the Association of the US Army Conference, Holistic Health and the Resilient Soldier, all about taking care of soldiers and military families. Some of the keys, number one is sleep. The Army, by its culture, is sleep deprived at times. You talk to cadets at West Point, the Army football team, Coach Monken's always worried about his players getting enough sleep, and Ranger learning to lead when you're exhausted and hungry. But that has long-term consequences. They talked about the decreasing ability to make decisions and certainly to operate equipment when fatigued, and having to find ways to build more rest-in for soldiers. Also new thoughts about nutrition and the whole areas of 5 domains that are part of holistic health, physical, but also mental, sleep, spiritual, and nutrition, and they all contribute to soldier readiness, being ready for the fight. Also about taking care of military families, being prepared for deployments, and what that's going to take, and then also for taking care of soldiers when they come home. One speaker talked about there's preparation, there's a fight, and then there's coming home. And for some soldiers, coming home is the most difficult part of their experience. We saw a friend from West Point, General Vince Brooks, a former commander of U.S. and United Nations forces in Korea, and talked about the importance of the spiritual side, and not necessarily that being a particular religious faith, but just the importance of soul, what really is your essence. And he talked a little bit about resilience, being able to bounce back, to not be crushed by pressures, and not to be distorted, out of shape. So important, and all part of today's conference. Quite a few Army chaplains. We heard from Major General Bill Green, the Chief of Chaplains of the U.S. Army, and several other Army officials. We have some video and some summaries coming up. But the Association of the Army's got some other big events coming up. At the end of the month, there's a conference in Huntsville, Alabama. We hope to go to that one. In May, they have their annual conference in Hawaii, LandPAC. Went to that last year, amazing. 30 different countries were represented, along with many of the forces at Schofield Barracks, also Alaska, well represented. Then they have a conference that's going to be in Wiesbaden, Germany in July. And of course, their big annual conference in Washington next October. Last year, there were 42,000 people who signed up for that event. So we're very appreciative of the opportunity to work with the Association of the U.S. Army, and we'll have more in our summary of today's event. And then back home, and we'll be at Army football practice tomorrow at spring practice. My first chance to go see the 2025 Army Black Knights as they look to defend their conference, their American Athletic Conference Championship. Still undefeated in that conference, 8-0. Plus the championship game. So from Arlington, Virginia, for CAM Vets Media, we cover cadets, midshipmen, the military, and veterans proudly since 2008. Thanks for watching. This is Ken Kraetzer.